This video is brought to you by...
Hey, I'm Phil Spencer, head of Xbox. You're watching Junkie Monkeys. Stay tuned.
What's going on, you guys? Chris Kazama here at JunkieMonkeys.com. Right now I have with me Alex from Microsoft, Motiga, and we have the game Gigantic, which is the colorful game that they showed full of combat at the Xbox Perks Conference. Now, can you tell the people what is Gigantic about? I mean, what's the premise behind this game?
Okay, so Gigantic is a 5-on-5, we call it a shooter MOBA. It's a team-based action game where your team of all sorts of different heroes get together to fight a giant, for a giant creature and against your enemy's giant creature. We call them the Guardians. It's up to you to power up the Guardian by getting kills, getting summoning creatures at control points, and then once your Guardian is powered up, he rushes across the map to try and wound the enemy Guardian. He'll knock him vulnerable, then your team can rush in and finish off the wound and try and get out before they pop back up.
Obviously, summoning the biggest Guardian is the big objective of the game. How do we summon the Guardian?
Well, so the Guardian is there. You're summoning creatures across the map. Those creatures are like Ents or dragons, and you can upgrade them to bigger creatures, more powerful creatures. They give you bonuses across the map.
Okay, cool. So you were telling me that there's two Guardians currently. There's a Griffin and what was the other one?
A Naga, a big kind of snake creature.
And the Griffin is kind of like a bird, I'm guessing, from the name.
Yeah, big bird, lion hybrid.
Now these two Guardians, do they represent any specific attribute, water, fire, or?
So the Griffin is kind of the big, regal, kind of law and order kind of creature. The Naga is kind of more dark, magic, kind of mysterious, spits acid kind of stuff.
Okay, so in this game, is it one-on-one or is it a team-based game?
It's a team-based game, 5-on-5. You get 5 different heroes with different skills. You gotta work as a team, do all sorts of synergies between skills. Probably one of the most powerful combinations is a big tank type character with a healer behind him, and you can just rush through the enemy team.
Okay, now I know you guys, you and your dev team have probably played this many a times to try to get it ready for the public, obviously at E3. How long does one of these intense matches, I'm talking about a match where it just goes on, how long could this last?
So our goal is about 25 minutes. At the end of, or once one of the Guardians is down to 1 wound, we push the Guardians, they move to the center of the map, power generates faster, you can't summon creatures anymore, you're kind of forced into a smaller area, so you have to, the game gets going faster, there's a kind of a climactic battle, and it kind of forces that end game. Depending how the people are playing, you can be very defensive and not try to go for those wounds and kind of push back and forth, so it could drag on, but usually it doesn't. It's usually about 25-30 minutes.
Okay, that's a nice size, I like that. Now, we're talking about long spans of time, obviously big creature battles. What about the map size? What can you tell me about that?
So this map is our canyon map. It's kind of our narrow, kind of force people to be kind of in close contact with each other. Our other main map is called Mistforge. It's kind of more spread out, kind of hidden passageways, and that kind of stuff.
Okay, cool. So, what can you tell me about your studio, and what was the most intense battle that you guys went head-to-head on? And can you tell me any special moments?
So we playtest every day at 4. There's a lot of yelling and screaming and bad words sometimes in the office, but it's a ton of fun. The people who are playing are super into it. Like, everyone in the office gets involved, and then they're just often awesome games, and that you can tell when a really good game is going on because slowly it gets louder and louder and louder, and then when that final wound happens, the whole office either like shouts in despair or shouts in celebration.
Okay, cool. So obviously I'm gonna turn around after these guys are done and get my chance to play Gigantic, but for the people at home that couldn't attend E3, when can they get their hands on Gigantic maybe for the first time?
So we're going into a closed beta in August. We'll be on Windows 10 and Xbox One. Right now we're in alpha. You can sign up on our website, gogigantic.com. And if we bring in people kind of in groups randomly. If you sign up for alpha, we'll roll that over to beta when we go into beta.
Okay. And one last question. Gigantic. I mean, we've heard of the kind of summoning creatures, whole synopsis before, but what influenced you guys really with this game? I mean, obviously, what influenced you guys with Gigantic? I mean, what was the main influence?
So kind of the way it started was we were thinking of doing kind of raids from MMOs, but without the leveling up process, kind of a quick battle, team battle, and that kind of morphed into all right, how about instead of fighting one giant monster, you're fighting another team and their giant monster, and from there it just kind of evolved into what it is now. Okay,
speaking of giant monsters, have you ever been like a fan of like Pokemon or Gundam or any of those big creature battle things? It sounds like it's not similar to this, but it just puts you in the mind of that.
It definitely has aspects of kind of you kind of set your creature loadout, who you're going to bring into battle, summon them, and they do different things, different kind of boosts. So you definitely have to plan who's going to take what into battle, kind of thing. And then depending on how the game's going, you have to be able to kind of adapt and figure out what the best creatures are to summon.
All right, well, just Gigantic people, this is Alex from Motiga.
Thank you.
You guys can check this out on Windows 10 exclusively, Gigantic on Xbox One soon. It's coming soon, so check it out. It looks interesting. Thanks.